Hey, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? This your boy Rob Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Yeah. Good morning, brother Had Not and Sons USA. Good to hear from you. Thank you for joining us this morning. For all y'all that's already here, I know y'all might not stay the whole time. We're not gonna be long in this video. Please hit the like button so we can get more people to come in. We just gonna get right off into it. Ratchet City, y'all. Here in Freeport, Louisiana, we love to embrace a title called Ratchet City. Now, when Mandigo and them coined that phrase, it was basically talking about how people here in Freeport, with limited resources for job opportunities, get out and get out and hustle. Whether they cutting yards, you know what I'm saying, doing little entrepreneurial things. Back then, Mandigo and them was talking about how they was grinding in the record business, creating a record label. But over the years, Ratchet City has become to be known and synonymous with negative stuff. Pretty much everything that's bad that's going down in our city. Here in Louisiana, we're under mandatory stay-in-home order, throughout the state of Louisiana. But that don't stop these ratchet ass people here in Freeport. No, it don't. And one of the things I want to rant about, first of all, if I find out who stole my tools out my backyard, out my shed, I might have to get a little ratchet too. I mean, it's crazy here. People supposed to be under in-house stay-at-home, mandatory stay-at-home order. But you got people around here, man, breaking in people's houses. Now, I'm supposed to have a job coming up Wednesday, man. And I finally went out, it's springtime. I finally went out to my shed to get my tools ready. Negroes done broke in my shed. Ain't y'all supposed to be at home? I mean, why? I mean, if you supposed to be at home, why y'all here breaking in people's stuff? And then last night, they had up there at the street from me at the raceway about 500 youngsters gathered in the parking lot at the gas station. Police had to come and shut all that down. People around here still shooting each other over nonsense. I mean, so guess what? In Freeport, it's true. It's Ratchet City, man. People do not care about the seriousness of what's happening here in Louisiana. Again, Louisiana right now is per capita on pace to become one of the most infected states with this COVID-19 virus. But do you think these people really care here in Freeport? No, all they want to do is party. Police constantly having to come shut stuff down when people are supposed to be at home. Now, I'm not saying that, people can't have fun during this pandemic, this epidemic that's going on. But man, this thing is very serious. So to all those people here in Freeport that's listening to this, especially you parents of teenagers, you all got to do better, man. You all got to do better, because I know personally two pastors here that done died, which leads me to my next, to my first story we want to talk about. Remember I said last night we're going to ask some questions? Why is it that these Christians at these mega churches think they are immune? Do they think that Jesus is going to basically put a special hedge of protection around them, that they don't have to comply with this mandatory staying home? I mean, now you think about this. They're asking you to voluntarily adhere to this mandatory policy. They're thinking that we have enough sense to realize how serious this virus is and how fast it is spreading throughout our state. They're thinking that you have enough common sense to obey the stay-at-home order, to obey the social distancing, which you both keep 6 feet. Now here in Shreveport, these niggas don't give a dang. And then when you see them have to bring the National Guard here, because you see them starting to stage all around the city of Shreveport, then y'all gonna be talking about, oh, Donald Trump, he going crazy. He got army tanks everywhere. Well, it's really y'all fault, because the people are telling you, look, this virus is spreading faster than we can get it under control. Please stay at home for your safety, for the safety of everybody else. Please stay at home. Not in Ratchet City. These Negroes like, screw that, man. I'm going to the raceway and just hang out in our cars. You know what I'm saying? They call it Little Crenshaw. Here in Freeport, they call it Little Crenshaw because that's the area everybody cruises through, you know. And that place there, man, has seen so many people get shot over the last 3, 4 years. Why would you want to hang out up there anyway? Now you got all these people who are cruising up there way past the curfew hour, because basically the city's supposed to shut down after 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You're ordered to stay at home, but not here in Shreveport. These youngsters, man. I mean, I can't put it all off on the youngsters' parents. Where's your leadership? Where's your authority? Where is, you know what I'm saying, your responsibility to maintain your children throughout this crisis? You see what I'm saying? Now, we also noticed that yesterday here in Shreveport, you had quite a few churches say, we're going to exercise our right to freedom of religion. I understand that, and I respect that. But do you realize, good morning, Brother Lawrence, how you doing? Good morning. Do y'all realize that Christians are not immune to this virus? Because again, we had 2 pastors. Now think about this. They're telling you not to gather in numbers over 10. In places, you know, do not gather in places with over 10 people. These mega churches here in Shreveport are constantly defying that order. Most churches are adhering to it. But you got a lot of churches that are like, we just gonna let Jesus, take care of everything. We gonna go out in faith. Well, what about them 2 pastors that died just last week here in Shreveport? Do y'all realize that if you attended any kind of service with these pastors, you have now put yourself and your family and the families of others in jeopardy? Did Jesus protect those 2 pastors? I'm not, making fun of religion, but the truth is what it is. Just because you are a religious person and you have faith, God also gave you common sense. This virus does not discriminate between Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, heathens, straight sinners. This virus don't care. So I'm asking everybody to use discretion, man. Use common sense. I understand that you want to go to church, but hell, these churches are streaming now. Really, you all you gotta do is watch Facebook and get a church service, their sermon every day, because Christians are always on Facebook talking about the Lord done this, the Lord done that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if you so devoted to God, when do you niggas really find time to read the Bible? Because you always on Facebook. Every 5 minutes you're on Facebook talking about God. You can't be reading the Bible. You can't be doing God's work, feeding the poor, helping the homeless, you know what I'm saying, clothing the naked, visiting the prisoners and the sick. So, I mean, do not wear your religion as a badge, thinking that you are immune to this thing. Y'all excuse me, I'm on a rant because, again, I'm kind of upset, man, because these folks just messed up a job for me. Nice little job that would have did a lot for us, man. Now I got to come up with some more tools. Hopefully by Wednesday, just so I can make this job, make this money, man, which will help me and my son get through another month and a half. I'm drove this morning, so my message is a little bit off, and as you can tell, I'm very aggressive and angry right now, because, I mean, it's crazy. Like I say, last week, I had to caught a bunch of little 8-year-olds, went in my backyard and stole my son's bicycle. Where's the discipline? Where's the oversight? Who was watching these little kids? You see what I'm saying? This is no joke, man. People are using this time right now to, you should be using this time to plan your future better. Reflect on where you are now and where you want to be when if this thing is over. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a feeling we have yet to see the worst of this. I think here in America, we're just seeing the beginning. But we in America, we have an attitude so cavalier that we don't take too much and nothing serious anymore. But let me go ahead and get off into some of these news stories that we want to talk about. And again, if y'all here, man, hit the like button and feel free to join into this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna try to keep this video a little bit under probably try to keep it up under 20 minutes or so. But let me tell y'all some things what's going on. Dead bodies loaded into a refrigerator truck. This is how serious this virus is in America. Remember last night I did the video and I asked the question, why is it, what was that? Okay. Why is this? Where did this virus really start, y'all? Did it start in China, like they told us? It's like they've been saying all this time, or is that just propaganda? Is this virus a biological weapon unleashed upon the country of China? I don't know for sure, but all the evidence points to that. And we're going to come and do an updated show. Now, we did a show where we shared articles explaining how the countries of Iran, the countries of China, the country of Italy, and other countries are now coming out publicly saying that they believe that they were specifically targeted by the United States for the unleashing of this virus. This is why the numbers are so high. Notice this, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know, Miss Spangies. Good morning. How you doing? Now, I'm going to show y'all some real game. And it's a lot more to it because you got to do the research and look for the evidence. But I'm going to make this as simple as possible. What are you doing in there, Chai? That's my dog, y'all. That's my dog. She in there tearing up something. But anyway, let me show y'all some real game. Now, you look at the numbers with the highest rates of this COVID-19 virus. It's going to be right now, the United States leads the world. China is in second, Italy is in third, and then Iran is fourth. Now, what's in common with all these countries? Again, all these countries in some kind of way is involved in an economic, cyber, or either a Cold War with the United States. The other three countries, China, Iran, and Italy, and even Spain. Because you got to realize, you say, well, what about Italy? Italy and Spain actually denounced the United States economic system, the dollar system, the petrodollar system, and our Federal Reserve system in favor of China's new emerging economic system. This is why they were attacked. Iran, of course, we already know why Iran was attacked with this virus. Now, here it is in the United States. Why is the United States all of a sudden has more cases than China? And probably by now, we have surpassed the number of cases. Where's my paper that I wrote this fact on? I wrote some numbers down last night. I can't find that paper. But we've surpassed here in the United States. We have already surpassed China. Think about this. In 4 months, it took China 4 months to report 80,000 cases. Think about that. 4 months, China had 80,000 cases with 3,000, just 3,500 deaths. Guess what? In less than a month, the United States has surpassed China with over 100 and something thousand cases. Why is that? Maybe that virus started here in America. When they was telling us people was dying because of vaping, what if that maybe was early signs of this virus? Think about it. Now, you can say this conspiracy theory, but common sense kicks in after a while. Why is it that in less than 1 month, America has surpassed China, who has been fighting this virus for 4 months now? In less than 1 month, we have surpassed Italy, who's been fighting this virus for 2 months. In less than 1 month, America has surpassed Iran, who has been fighting this virus for 2 months. Why is that? Do you think that maybe it has something to do with the virus actually starting here? Think about this, you all. Our representatives here in America knew about this virus way in January. They knew it was inside of the country in January. Our elected officials in Washington, D.C. was notified about this virus, but instead of warning us, preparing us, starting the quarantines right then, starting to get respirators and ventilators right then, starting to make preparations for our healthcare system to deal with this virus. You know what those politicians did? They dumped their stocks because they knew the stock market was going to crash because of this virus. This took place way back in January, and now here we are, quote unquote, in less than a month, we got over 100,000 people with close to 3,000 deaths. And we have not begun to see the full effects of this virus. Because think about it. During that time, when they knew the first cases here in America were here in America, How many people do you think they allowed to roam freely around the country spreading this virus? It's very serious. If you don't think our government is capable of mass evil or capable of unleashing biological warfare on a population, just look at what they did in Tuskegee, in the Tuskegee experiment, where they deliberately infected American people, mostly pretty much black people in America. They deliberately experimented on black men with syphilis. Remember, I think it was in 1956 that U.S. naval ship unleashed biological agents into the fog in San Francisco and killed all them people just to see what was going to happen. So there are many documented cases where the United States has been caught and found guilty, pretty much been guilty of unleashing biological warfare. Did you hear that Detroit lawmaker passed of it? No, I haven't really. I haven't heard that. I've heard that last I've heard that Ron Paul tested positive. A couple of members in Trump cabinet tested positive. But I haven't heard recently. I'll have to research that and I'll bring that back to you. But the virus has gotten so bad in New York that they have refrigerator trucks. They suspect it was COVID. So it's only a matter of time. Yes, it's only a matter of time. Well, put it like this. We're running out of time because, again, here in America, they knew back in January, lawmakers, politicians, and people, high up officials knew that this virus was spreading throughout the country, and they told us nothing. Instead of telling us the truth, they went and dumped all their stocks, and they got rich overnight, which is really a form of insider trading because they had inside information of how volatile the stock market was going to get. And instead of warning the people, they dumped their stocks. They sold all their stocks and pretty much, triple their net worth overnight. It's literally scary how sinister, evil, and diabolical our politicians are here in America. Believe it or not, you just look at the stimulus bill that they passed. Come on. That stimulus bill is the greatest rape of the American people in this country's history. Good morning, Brother Anthony. How you doing? That stimulus bill that they passed is nothing more than the raping of the American people. Now, they knew in December, possibly November, but even China downplayed it. China downplayed it. This is what happened. This is what all the evidence is pointing to. Back in October of last year, you got to remember they had, I think there was a meeting, they called it 201 or something, where you had Bill Gates, members from the banking industry, the Federal Reserve. You say, yeah, the numbers don't add up on that bill. No, the numbers, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to go back to your question. But I want to show you really where I believe the research is showing this virus actually started in China. Because during, I think it was starting around about September of last year, they had a meeting with all these major officials, people like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Federal Reserve, the World Health Organization. All these people had a meeting discussing what would happen if the coronavirus mutated and spread and became a pandemic. Now, keep in mind, at the same time, the World Military Games were being held in Wuhan, China. Now, China has publicly come out and said what I'm saying now. Iran has come out and said what I'm saying now. Italy is coming out saying what I'm saying now. All three of these countries are not part of a conspiracy theory. They're not colluding to just try to pin this on the United States. No, these countries are literally saying that during that time in October, during the World Military Games, that virus, which the United States participated in, that virus was brought to China by our military and unleashed on China. But guess what? If it was brought to China, that means they brought it from America to China with the purpose of unleashing it on China to destroy the Chinese economy. That's really what happened, y'all, in my opinion, and based upon all the factual research that you do for yourself. If you were watching this television, Fox, CNN, ABC, CBS, all these, or if you're looking through Google, if you're looking at major mainstream sources here in America, you're being propagandized because that's what they're putting out, propaganda. They want you to think that this started by people eating bats over in China. No, that's not what happened. This is a biological weapon that, now I'm going to give y'all some real game. Do y'all know that since this virus was first been reported on television, this virus has mutated over 8 times, which is why it's hard for them to find any kind of cure for it or vaccination or for it. This virus has mutated since it was first broadcast to us that it was in China. It has mutated over 8 times. They're finding 8 different strains of this virus, which is making it hard for them to pinpoint any kind of effective cure. So now it's so bad in New York that the hospitals in New York basically have parked refrigerator trucks outside in their parking lots to take care of all the dead bodies. And again, we have not even begun to see this virus peak because unlike China, unlike Italy, and unlike Iran, we're still soft in our approach as to tackling this virus here. You got to look at what China did. China right now is having a reversal in the numbers of cases being reported, while our numbers are almost doubling overnight. China literally came cracked down so hard, and I hate to say it, but it's going to take something, nothing short of martial law here in America. The subway system is to blame for the New York though. But how did it get to New York? You see what I'm saying? And if that's the case, when Trump initiated the travel ban for people going in and out of the country, they should have initiated the travel ban on the New York City subway system. I mean, anytime you have people crowded in compact areas, that's how even the flu or the regular common cold is spread. You see what I'm saying? Trump initiated all that travel, you're right, on world travel. But he allowed people in the largest city in America to continue to travel on the subways. You see what I'm saying? Which, people, you got people coming from New York going to New Jersey and other places. That's why you see the high numbers in New York and New Jersey. That's why it's so high. Because, again, the travel on the subway, the travel coming into LaGuardia International Airport. You see what I'm saying? They should have cracked down on travel, domestically and foreign travel, soon as they knew back in January, really, like you said, back in October. They should have cracked down on the travel right then. But now here they are having to put refrigerator freight truck trailers in the hospital parking lot because people are dying. You know what I'm saying now? But I had always thought if you regularly traveling in the New York subway, you're immune to anything. Joking, but see, now, you might be immune to seeing some of the sickos and some of the sick stuff going on there, but you're not immune to a virus. No one is immune to a virus unless you are actually recovered from it and you have developed some immune properties through your blood has some property of immunity. Because you notice now what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a lot of people who had this virus, serious case of this virus, and recovered. They want to take their blood and use their blood for testing because they have developed antibodies to the virus in their blood. But again, man, I digress. I think that's why I like y'all comments. I love my subscribers because y'all keep the conversation going. Y'all are some of the most intelligent people I know. And believe me, I know a lot of intelligent people who can't think for themselves. All the only thing they can do is think of on the lines of the propaganda that they're being told. And they do not even think to ask questions about what we're being told. How many of you always, you all was a kid, your mom and dad told you, well, son, I don't think you should do this. First thing you're going to say, but why? Why shouldn't I do this? The thing that worried me is them saying that they have a vaccine in a few months. No. It's All the leading health officials who are being honest, saying that it could take up to another year because, again, this virus is steadily mutating. From the time that we saw the first cases being reported in China, which just say it was publicly brought to us back in early February, this virus has mutated 8 times. There's 8 different strains of this virus floating around right now. They're not that much different, but that's just like, but you have to understand, a virus is a living organism. Even regular vaccines take a minimum of 2 years. But they say the FDA is going to approve, they're going to fast track the approval of any virus, any vaccine that can fight this virus. But who's going to be the first one to let themselves get tested with that bullshit? I mean, look at what these vaccinations are doing to our children right now as far as the rate of autism. I'm gonna be one. Want to be honest. I'm old fashioned when it comes to them putting something into my body. If it ain't chicken soup, vitamin C, fresh vegetables, vitamin A, I'm not finna allow them to shoot me up with some shit that they don't even know how it's going to work. Do you realize in Britain and other places, and even here in America now, they're starting to ask people, look, we'll give you $4,500 to let us shoot you with this COVID-19 virus and see if we can use you as an experimental guinea pig to help us find a cure. And I'm like, are you kidding? Really? Are you kidding? But let me go ahead and read a couple of these stories. No, wait. You had asked a question. When I subscribe and ask the question, y'all gotta excuse me, man. Again, I'm the broke version of the news. I'm trying to find this question because I wanna elaborate on that a little bit. Say, did you hear that, Detroit? Lawrence, good morning. Oh, by the way, y'all keep hitting that like button so we can get our numbers up. But I always thought that you really travel New York, Spain, and the thing that worried me is they're saying we have vaccine in people. I can't find that comment that you had put up earlier. So we just gonna go on. Let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all think this virus is real? You got a lot of people out here that saying they think it's a hoax because they don't know nobody personally who has contracted this virus. I do. I know it's not a hoax. I mean, I know medical professionals who are telling us here in Freeport that in a couple of weeks, it's just in a couple of weeks, the hospitals here in Louisiana are going to be overrun with cases. We already seeing that now. We got over 1,000 some cases here in Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? Well over 1,000 some cases. Miss Spangy's said she knows somebody. You know somebody. A lot of us know people. So for someone to sit back and even, entertain the idea that this is a hoax, you might well take your brain out your head and flush it down the toilet. Or just kick that motherfucker up the street. Kick the can with your brain. For real. If you don't think this is serious. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Why are all the casinos shut down right now? Why are there no real airplane flights going on right now? Why is the NBA shut down right now? From an astrology standpoint too. I'd like to talk to you about that astrology standpoint. Go ahead and comment a little bit more on that, but let me finish this up. If you don't think this virus is that serious, why do you have no NFL, MSL, NBA, Major Baseball? You don't have no soccer. You don't have nothing like we just had this time last year. All the sporting events was, in full effect. None of that is happening right now. Why do you think, a good half of America right now is at home under quarantine? Why do you think that they would literally play with something like this knowing that it would damage the economy? Now, I could lead to another story on that because this is also being used to fearmonger and get us to basically accept a lot of changes in the Constitution. Really, they're rewriting the Constitution under this virus, y'all. These laws that they're passing now, banning social gatherings and all this, guess what? When this shit is over with, those laws still gonna remain on the books. The surveillance state that they're even deepening now from you know what I'm saying, is gonna stay on the books. We have, well, there's a theory that karma is being given to those and such is due to the planet conjunction. I believe that the United States is receiving karma for a lot of the evil shit that this country has done here in America and to other people around the world. This is why you see in the numbers in America skyrocket like they are. Again, in just less than a month and a half, we have surpassed China, who was supposed to be in the epicenter of the virus. Think about this. If China was supposed to be the epicenter, why have our cases surpassed them and we have not even begun to see the spike? Most people saying that the quarantine is going to last till late April, but Dr. Fucci, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, he said, no, that's bullshit. This doctor, who is the leading infectious disease official in America, he said we're expecting 200 to 300,000 deaths. Keep in mind, that's not cases, but that's deaths. 200 to 300,000 deaths here in America. And again, you look at the numbers in China, they're falling. China has basically, I'm not going to say has this virus under control, because there is a chance that once they lift their quarantine and their ban, that you're going to have a second wave. Just like with the Spanish flu, you had a second wave of Spanish flu. Because you have people out there who are not being tested. Also, we got to ask the question, why is it that the United States is not more aggressively testing the citizens here? Think about it. So far, I'm thinking they've only tested 800,000 people here in America. Most of those people are rich. You see what I'm saying? The poor don't stand a chance. You see what I'm saying? So China lied about the numbers. I think China lied about the numbers too, but most of the numbers that we're getting coming out of China is from the World Health Organization. So we know that number to be a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm agree with you, Brother Anthony. I do believe there's a lot more in China, but at the same time, there's a whole lot more here in the United States. Because again, this virus was deliberately allowed to spread here for 4 months. The virus been spreading here in America since January. We have no clue as to how many people have actually died and they thought it was just pneumonia. Or they thought it was just a severe case of the flu. We don't have no clue because America is lying about her numbers too. You see what I'm saying? America, the greatest country on the face of the planet right now, is scrambling for ventilators. America, is the so-called the greatest country on the planet right now, is barely testing people. When in Korea, I think we've tested 80 or 800,000 people here in America. But guess what? At one point, even now, South Korea is testing almost 10 to 15,000 people a day. And these are not tests where you got to get sick or have some symptoms. Korea is literally having drive-through testing, man, like McDonald's. I mean, literally, for the last 3-4 weeks, that's what you've been seeing in Korea. All you have to do is go out. They urge the public to come out and get tested. This is how you fight that, man. You don't wait till a person gets sick and then try to test them. No, you find some kind of way to test your whole entire population so that you can remove the sick people from those who are not sick. Then you hold those who are sick in quarantine until, I hate to say it like this, until those who are going to die out, until those who are going to get better. Then you reintroduce them back into the population that is not sick. But you don't just tell a motherfucker, hey, don't come outside after 5 o'clock. Well, we see that shit is not working here in Shreveport at all. Last night, it was enough Negroes outside to make a Tarzan movie. And 2 sequels. For real. People are not, unless you literally force a quarantine. Yes, but we just had testing become available, so our numbers went up. But think about it. Why are we just now recently having testing available again recently when we've been knowing about the shit since January? Our government been knowing about this since January. If nothing else, secretly, they should have been inventing tests so that when we got to this point here, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, they could literally stand on every block in every American city with loudspeakers saying, come outside, get tested. Once they found out you positive, you stand over here. If you negative, you stand over here. Everybody that's positive, Get on this bus. We're going to take you to get you some help. Everybody that's negative, go on and continue with your regular life. That's why South Korea was able to control the virus and almost, basically reverse its effects on its population without even having to shut down. Do y'all know South Korea did what they did without having to shut down? Life went on normal in South Korea because they did mass testings soon as they found their first case. South Korea too. Now, where did South Korea get all those tests from? Think about it. Our military is heavily invested. Our government is heavily invested in South Korea. You mean to tell me if a country like South Korea can come up with all these tests, the greatest country on the face of the earth can? Do y'all think that this part of population control also? Do y'all think that here in America they need so many people to die because our economy and our system has such a drain on it? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions we can ask, and a lot of it's still going to be speculation because all the facts are deliberately being withheld from us. Please, chat room, hit the like button. Thank you, Anthony. Again, Anthony, when we get these numbers up, we got to work out something. You're going to be our main moderator, man, to help us. Because you've been there from day one, man. You've been there from Facebook, man, 4-5 years ago. I really appreciate it. A couple of you all have. And again, I thank you all for choosing this channel, man, to subscribe to and listening to every time we have a video. Because again, your input is very important. It lets us know, first of all, that people do take what we're saying serious. Anthony, know that just on Facebook, man, the things that I've been telling people, God has blessed me to tell people over the last 5-6 years. When I first started telling them, they thought I was crazy. But here they are seeing it right now, right before their face. And they wonder, man, how you be knowing all this? You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, while you all talking about think outside the box, I climbed outside of the box and started thinking. Because as long as you're in that box, you're surrounded by 4 walls. You cannot see outside that box. So you have to, first of all, wonder what is outside the box. But if you get outside the box, you can see everything that's around you, man. And when you see how your government lies us into wars, you see how your government cheats us like through this stimulus bill. Oh, that's what it was, the stimulus bill. Again, that is the greatest robbery in American history. Do you realize that the taxpayers are only getting a $1,200 check? You know what I'm saying? But the corporations are getting $9 to $10 trillion from taxpayers. We're paying again for a bailout for corporations who are irresponsible in running their corporations. Again, if you and I have a small business, and instead of taking money, reinvesting it into our business capital, reinvesting it in our employees, upgrading our technology, if we just took all our profits and went on vacation trips, bought luxury homes, luxury cars, artwork, and we went bankrupt, do you think the government is going to give you a motherfucking bailout if if your business barely clearing $150,000 a year? Hell no. Think about it. If you got a small business right now that's making $150,000 a year but don't make enough to survive this outbreak, guess what? You got to take out a loan. A loan, and you got to pay it back. The corporations are literally being given money. Your money, my money, our money is literally being taken out of our pockets, giving it to the corporations. The corporations in this stimulus package gets 98% of the fucking money. They throw us a bone. Like they say, a dog could be starving to death. You can starve your dog to death. Feed him once a week. Your dog running around here hungry. You finally give him a bone, and he's happy. But you're eating steak and lobster every night. You know what I'm saying? You're eating caviar. You eating high on the hog every night and don't feed your dog. And then when you decide to feed him, you give him one little chicken bone. And you just a drumstick bone. You don't even give him the whole chicken carcass. You give him a bone. He's happy because he got that one bone. That's what he did. People, here. I didn't get a chance to read that comment. We're going to get ready. I got to get ready to shut this down because I got to go figure out what I'm going to do now because I don't want to call these people back and tell them that I'm going to have to cancel a job because some Negro or somebody instead of being at home under quarantine, in-house quarantine, was in my shed stealing my tools. This is crazy. But this is how we are in America. If you're going to enforce, try to control this virus through a quarantine or a mandatory stay at home, they literally going to have to. But the people, majority of people only hear a $1,200. That's what it is. They gave us a bone to make us happy. Oh, I'm getting $1,200 from the government, not realizing that your car note, your electric bill, and your rent, they're going to take that whole $1,200 up. Because most people who are going to get it are not able to work right now and do not have an income. Most people I know, like people that work at the casinos here in Freeport, they're still getting paid, but they say they was going to be out for 2 weeks and they was going to get paid for those 2 weeks. But guess what? When those 2 weeks up, now under this new stimulus package, we do admit that they're saying that corporations that get this money must pay their employees up to 90 days if they're out. So that means for 3 months, your employer got to pay their employees. But guess who paying that shit? The taxpayers. Because we're giving the corporations now the money to pay their employees. So that $1,200 that you're getting, it's really you paying yourself. They gave you a bone, and everybody like, yay, we getting $1,200. And then as soon as the first of the month comes, you got to write that check out to your landlord. Well, they got more moratoriums on rent and stuff like that. But shit, you got to still pay bills. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be locked up for a month. And if you got a family of 4, how much groceries you think that $1,200 is going to buy? Look, was 2 weeks off with no talk of a check, though. I was told, wow, they didn't give you no check? Because I know, like I say, certain companies can't afford to. Like major corporations, like I say, the casinos here, they had to shut down for 2 weeks. And the employees, I know a lot of people work at the casino, and they're paying their employees for these 2 weeks. And if they take any of that stimulus money, majority of that, a good portion of that money is for them to pay their employees. Y'all give me a second. Let me go check on my dog real quick. She making too much noise. Give me 1 second. Child, what you doing? Child. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I apologize for that. She was making a little too much noise. And my dog is kind of crazy. She's smart as heck, but she's funny. Anyway, man, this conversation got so good, I ain't get a chance to read none of these articles that I was going to read. But I'm going to just go through the headlines of some of the articles that you all can read for yourself. But yes, this situation is getting really bad. And I was just going to ask a bunch of questions today, but as you all can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm kind of pissed off, you know what I'm saying, about the recent break-in into my shed and the stealing of my tools. You know, that's crazy. So now, I'm going to have to get out here and then just make it so killing. We had just got a blessing this last Thursday from one of our subscribers. It helped put us on somewhat solid footing. And then I got this call Friday about this. It was actually 2 jobs for the same person. And how I'm going to call these people and say, now, I'm not going to be able to do it unless you can let me hold your tools. Or do you have these tools? This shit is crazy. When people should not be at home stealing, but should be at home, man, taking care of your goddamn kids. You know, even if either you or your kids came in my shed and stole my tools. Last year, they stole my air conditioners, and I tried a new security system. That didn't work. I guess they had so much time at home, they found a new way to break in my shed. That's what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to have to get out of here, man, and make something happen because I need this job, man, to carry us over for groceries. Well, we was able to take care of groceries, but we still got a long time to go, so I got to still prepare. So, you know, hey, y'all pray for me. But, we're going to go ahead in this video, man, because I see right now my dog is got some thing going on in there. I'm waiting on my brother to come and get me so that I can go up to my mom's house and check on her. Y'all pray for our family. But this conversation turned out good. I guarantee you all, I promise you. I know I say this and things come up, but I should be back home pretty early this afternoon. We definitely going to continue this conversation. And y'all go ahead and tell people, man, first of all, share this video on Facebook and Twitter. Share the link to this video. Facebook and Twitter with all your friends on social media and let them know. I'm going to go ahead and give a definite time. Normally I don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and set the time for 8 o'clock Central Standard Time tonight. We're going to go hard in the paint. Hopefully I'll be in a little better mood, man. Hopefully I can figure out what I can do because I don't want to have to call these people and tell them I can't do this job because the money that I can get, I wouldn't even really need this stimulus check. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm going to be real. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and do that tonight. Set it up for 8 o'clock tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm going to get ready to end. Man, matter of fact, I'm going to ask my subscribers again, help us out. If y'all can't, hit that cash out, man. If we can get 10 of y'all to just donate something today on that cash app, we'll be cool, man. At least if nothing else, I can get another lawnmower. I can go around the corner and buy a lawnmower and get out there and at least do a portion of the job, and I won't be sitting back here begging people for nothing. So if y'all can, man, go ahead and hit the cash out, man. If we can get 5 people to put $10 on it, shit, that's a lawnmower right there. Lawnmower and maybe a weed eater. I go to the pawn shop and get a weed eater. But my painting tools, all that shit's gone, man. You know what I'm saying? My power washer is gone. I wonder when they had time to do it because the only time I leave here is to go to my brother's house or go visit my mom. So it has to be somebody here in the neighborhood watching. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna dwell on it, but we do need to get that taken care of before Wednesday. Or if nothing else, I can try to push the job back a couple of days. But y'all pray for me on that. But again, y'all hit the like button. Most importantly, share it, man. Tell all your family and friends, hey, hit this one crazy Negro be on YouTube, but he be talking a lot of sense. He's crazy. Sometimes he cuss a lot. And sometimes he, he goes off. But he be telling the truth. And I'm not saying that I'm telling the truth all the time. What I try to do is not convince you all to think how I would want you all to think. I'm just trying to get you all to think, to ask questions. Always ask questions. Challenge authority, man. I mean, I think it was John F. Kennedy say, you have an obligation to challenge your leaders and the narratives that they're giving you. If you don't, they'll be able to tell you anything and use this television. Do you realize this television is the greatest propaganda tool ever invented? Because they can control the narrative, the oligarchy, the ruling elite. They control the narrative. You might have 500 channels on your TV, but do you realize that maybe only 5 people control all the networks and the airwaves and control everything that you see and hear? Literally. Do you realize every time you turn on the evening news or Fox News or see, no matter what news source you turn on, pay attention to the commercials, because the commercials tells you who sponsors that news program. And if they're sponsoring that news program, giving them tens of thousands of dollars just for a 30-second commercial, guess what that news program got to say? What it is their sponsors wants them to say. In this coronavirus, notice how more and more your commercials on TV finna point. I mean, it's already there, but they finna show you more and more pharmaceutical commercials with these dangerous ass drugs that's worse than the side effects are worse than your fucking illness that you already have. Warning, the side effects may bleeding from your anus, losing your liver, and shit like that. Why would I want to take something like that? But these pharmaceutical companies are standing for the benefit big time from this coronavirus. This COVID-19 virus. And guess what? They're the ones that's putting the narrative out there on your news. They're the ones who are telling you, Don Lemons and all these other people, what to say. Question everything. Hey, this your boy Rob Thomas Jr. Again, man. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you can get the notification. I'm going to tentatively say it's going to be 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to come back live. I know for a fact tonight we will come back live. Share our channel with your family and your friends, your co-workers, or whatever. And let's just have a great discussion where we ask questions, man. Again, our job is not to get you to think the way I want you to think. My job really is to get you to question everything that you are being told. Even question what I'm telling you. Don't just take what I'm telling you and run with it. You're supposed to question everything. Question your pastor. You have one more thing before I go. You ever notice why when you got a serious question, you ask pastors just say, well, certain things God don't want you to know about it. I'm like, why the fuck not? He created me with a mind to think. He said I was created in his image, the same exact image. He asked me questions, then why can't I ask him? Why all these babies got to die? Why all these kids running around here killing each other? Why these folk had to break in my house, man, knowing that I'm struggling? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's a lot of questions. I always ask them. Hey, y'all hit the cash app, hit the share, the like button, and just be ready because this evening, man, I'm going to have a little bit more better platform. I'm going to have my show planned out a little better. First of all, for the first time, I probably write down talking points and notes so that our show can flow freely. But as you know, when y'all start making the comments, hey, I follow along, and that's what keeps the dialogue going. That's why I'm so happy that we remember Anthony when I kept saying, man, I'd be glad when they let me go live on YouTube, and you see why now. Because it is you all's questions and comments that keeps this show alive, that motivates me to even get deeper into my research. So again, y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell your family and friends, and if you can, throw a little something on the Cash App. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the Cash App link. I've already put it up there in the top. And again, if 5 of y'all can donate $10, that'll help us get this lawnmower back. I really need that lawnmower because you stop and think about it, if nothing else. I can go around and cut yards. Ain't got to worry about social distance. I can go cut 10 yards a week and take care of myself and wouldn't have to be asking to hit the cash out. So y'all go ahead, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you're in a city where they got quarantine, take it serious, man. If you're in a state where you see the numbers of this virus is doubling and tripling overnight, please take it serious. If you have somebody who's suffering from this virus, my prayers and my heartfelt sympathies goes out to you. But take this virus serious, y'all. Take it very serious. Do not believe what they're telling you or some of your friends who saying, I don't know nobody who got it. 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a lackadaisical attitude, and in a couple of weeks, they will know somebody is going to be them. So, hey, y'all be blessed, man. All right, I just threw that Cash App up there again. Y'all got the link. Oh, matter of fact, let me throw my link up there to my Facebook page. Although Facebook got me blocked right now, I can't go public. It won't let me do it on this live chat. I'll throw my Facebook account up there. Y'all can go check me out on Facebook and Twitter. I throw the Twitter account up there in the next video because I have to wait till I finish this video. For some reason, I can't put it in the description section right now. But until y'all hear me on another one of these videos this evening, y'all see me live, y'all be blessed.